Pizza for providing lunch for our audience today. It was absolutely delicious. For a limited time, check out their deep dish pizza for a special price. And to keep the party going, they've sent out a $20 gift card for everyone in our audience. So go get more. Get more pizza. And then when you're done your pizza, go plant a garden. There's probably some people at home thinking, why are we talking about gardening right now in September? But actually, this is the time. This is an optimal time to start a veggie garden.
Yeah, if you want to start a veggie garden for next year, you do it now. You don't do it spring next year, you do it right now.
Okay.
And there's some very good reasons. So what I've got here is a cross-section of my vegetable garden. So I built raised beds, and I did it because the soil underneath my garden was terrible.
Okay.
Horrible. In fact, studies now show that the perfect soil for plants is not at all what we thought.
What is it?
So planting soil has 25% air, 25% water, 46% minerals, and 4% composted plant matter.
Okay.
That's perfect soil for plants.
Yeah.
So if you live in a clay situation, then you know you don't have enough air in your soil. So you need to aerate it. If you live in a sandy situation, you don't have enough water. Right. So these are the amendments that you have to add to your soil to make your soil perfect for plants.
Okay.
Or you can do what I did and build a raised bed.
Right.
Right.
And start with your own perfect soil.
And start with your own, right. One of the secrets that I love that my Italian grandmother's, or my Italian friend's grandmother taught me, Nonna, is she put all of her compost under the garden.
Okay.
So all of the plant matter, corn husks, anything that came out of the kitchen that was plant-based, she put it under the soil. And then it would decompose underneath. So now your plants have a food source right there where they can access it.
Okay.
I filled my beds with about 18 inches of triple mix.
Yeah.
Now in this case we've got some perlite, the little white flecks, and I'm going to explain why we have that in this soil. But you want 18 inches because most weeds, if they're underneath your bed, need 4 to 6 inches to grow. So if you go over the 4 to 6 inches space, you'll choke out the weeds.
Got it.
Yes, so no weeds underneath. Yeah. Then what you do is you take newspaper. And it's one of my favorite tricks. And you're going to put newspaper on top of your beds. You're going to bury your beds with about 7 inches of newspaper.
Okay. That looks pretty.
Yeah, you're gonna, because nobody really wants to see that. On top of the newspaper, we're going to add mulch. Yay!
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, you're going to bury the newspaper in mulch.
Okay.
And the reason you're going to do that, make a good mess, because that's always fun, you're going to spread that out. So what happens is the newspaper is going to break down.
Right.
Any seeds that might have been in the soil have now been killed off. So come spring next year, you're going to have a perfect spot to start planting your vegetables with 0 seeds or 0 weeds. In fact, you won't have weeds all summer long.
Really?
Yeah, so people are asking me how I looked after my big gardens. I didn't have to weed them. I didn't have any weeds all year.
That's amazing because you did this. It's all in the prep.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's simple. Now, if you don't want to build raised beds, and I get that, and I did it because it worked for me. If you want to just go right into the ground, into your backyard, you do the same technique. But what you're going to do is you're going to start by amending the soil. I mentioned the white stuff, the perlite.
Right.
Perlite is great for adding air.
Okay.
So if you've got clay, add perlite underneath the newspaper before you put the newspaper down.
Yeah.
If you've got sandy soil, add this stuff. This is vermiculite.
Okay.
Vermiculite is really good at absorbing water and holding it for the roots, and it's also good as an additive for minerals. So you're going to add that underneath the newspaper. Then you're going to put the newspaper down right on top of the ground.
Right.
Even if there's grass underneath it, it doesn't matter. You're going to put the newspaper down, and you're going to put 6 inches of mulch on top of that. Come spring next year, you're going to start gardening. There's not going to be any grass, there's not going to be any weeds, and you're good to go.
Right.
Easy, yeah.
Really good. So we're all prepped and ready to go. There's no excuse not to have your own little veggie garden.
There's even things you can plant right now.
So what would you plant right now?
So for my garden, I've just started putting in garlic.
Okay.
So you start putting in your garlic sets. So each one of these little heads, you're going to split it off and put it in one clove, and you're going to plant them. They like to go through the winter because that chilling off factor actually helps them grow.
Okay.
I'm planting beets right now. Beets love it, yeah. In fact, little beet seeds will do very well going through a Canadian winter. Yeah. Next spring, they're going to start, and you're going to end up with huge beets.
They're hardy.
They're hardy. And I'm going to show you this one, because I also did.
That's huge.
This is a radish.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
I thought it was a beet.
It's a baseball.
It's a radish.
This is a radish. So this is what happens when you plant in the fall. They get significantly bigger, but just think of how many families I can feed. Little buttered radish on, or little butter on this, sauteed. Fantastic.
I love it.
Yay.
He's giant and he makes giant veggies.
I just need a beanstalk to take me up.
So cool.